I woke up this morning and turned on the news, as I'm sure many of you did as well. It's a big day, Inauguration Day. We've been waiting for this day for more than 4 years. Um, it was hard getting through the last 4 years. I'd like to say that we survived, but that's a very privileged point of view. Some folks didn't survive the last 4 years. Immigrants and people seeking refuge here in the last 4 years didn't survive it so well. We need to hold those things as well. We need to hold the losses of the last 4 years alongside our hope, alongside our relief. When I turned on the news this morning, Joe Biden and many other leaders of our nation were at the inaugural prayer service. And for some reason, the song that caught in my head was Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer. What can I say? I'm a child of the 80s. And I thought about that phrase. I thought, what does that mean to be living on a prayer? And I know that it means that sometimes that's all you have is hope. And that's what pulls you forward. And I think that that may have been true a little bit for us these last 4 years. But now living on a prayer perhaps means something different to us. Now, I know that prayer is a concept that some of us as Unitarians, Universalists use and others don't. But I want to invite you to go along with me here for a moment. I'm thinking this morning about living on a prayer and what that means now. And when I do engage in the practice of prayer, for me, what it is just naming the things that I care about and the things that are important to me. Now, a lot of times I don't have agency in some of those things. But now, as I'm waking up this morning and looking at what's happening in our nation, I realize I have more agency than I did yesterday. That suddenly, those things that I care about, if I put some effort into them, if I put some fuel into those causes, that there might actually be something that happens. Maybe prayers can be answered. So, as we celebrate this inauguration today, as we step out into new light, I want to invite you to think about the things that you were praying for, the things that you were hoping for, the things that you believe in, that you were working toward, that you've always been working toward. I want you to maybe even write them down or intentfully hold them in your heart, not just to think about what they are, but to think about how you can live out those prayers with this new administration. We now have folks who will listen and who will be guided by our voices that hold our liberal and progressive values. It's important that we live these prayers, these hopes, these aspirations out loud, and that we live them out, not just in words out loud or postcards or calls to our leaders, but that we also live them out in our own actions. So maybe write a list or make a list in your mind. It's kind of like a new year, right? When you make resolutions about what you want to do. What are the issues that are important to you? Pick one or two, because there can be so many. And what are tangible things that you can do to help fight hunger, to work on housing and help eliminate homelessness, to end poverty, to end war, to dismantle white supremacy, to make the world a more loving and accepting place for LGBTQ folk, to clean up the environment? What are the things that you can work on? What can you do at home? What can you do right here, right now? What can you help push forward? History is being made today. History is being made every day, in every action that's spurned by every prayer, by every hope, by every aspiration. May we go forward into this new time for our country with love in our hearts, compassion for one another in our everyday relationships, and with a commitment to action, to bringing those prayers and hopes and aspirations into being a reality, that they will become a part of our history. May it be so, and amen.